little bit of a problem with the valve here. It doesn't want to be user-friendly. There we are. There we go. Pretty wild, huh? So here we are in the bathroom. This is ketamine. And we're walking through the cosmos tonight. And this thing is just really not being very friendly. I guess it's gotten a little clogged up. Try it one more time. There we go. Ready, set. Life is good. This takes you to the outer cosmos. The outer cosmos is right here. The chakras, my life, and the answer to all the science and religion. The complete blend of science and spirit. It's right here, folks. So here we are. Multiple dimensions of time and space. Pretty wild, huh? Life is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Don't ever forget it. Always enjoy it. You know, life is the freedom of the spirit. Life is your soul, your pure soul, looking at your body and experiencing your body. Drugs help you step out of your body to see the energy of the soul and experience the soul. I have a disability, and my disability has allowed me to find my soul. I reached a point of absolute terrible situation. Pain, agony, laying on my living room carpet in a pool of urine. I surrendered life. I wasn't suicidal, but I no longer fought. No longer fought. And at that point, thereabouts, my soul saw my body. And that's the barrier. The wave particle situation, it's all right there. And it all made sense. It's the cosmic soup. And, you know, these tattoos, here's the chakras flowing through space. And here's Nataraja, Lord of the dance of the universe. This is the Nataraja from thousands of years, stories. Shiva coming to life in the dance of the universe. And if you look at the Nataraja, you find all kinds of things. Hey, So as the Nataraja grows and the energy grows, the chakra energies manifest themselves at multiple dimensions within our consciousness. What we see here is the 7 chakras, the energy centers of life. This is within our body, but it's also within the universe and within all atoms. We start at the base chakra, our lower chakra, and we go up to the crown chakra. And that energy is flowing, vibrating within your body. It's all right here. It's all right here. It's all within you. So you think, back hurts. You visualize it. You see the color of the energy and the frequencies where the back is. And you focus on that frequency and those colors, and you understand the dimensionality of the chakras as they grow through the body, through the human experience. This is the source, what some people call God. I call it Om. It is the source of everything. All science boils down to it. All spirituality boils down to it. And it all comes together and makes total sense. Total sense. I can show you how the atoms, as it breaks down into the ether of space, and the energy that fills your body and flows around at frequencies and colors, all of this can be used. Hey, can you hand me my cane?
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Here you go.
Thanks. Bless you, my son.
Yeah, you have some wisdom right there.
You be blessed.
Thank you.
You are blessed. So that's what we're at. I don't even know where the camera is. So I'm sitting here. I had cataract surgery last 3 weeks ago on this eye, and then cataract surgery on this eye. And the eyes are kind of strange. I no longer have the ability to focus my eyes. So everything is fixed focus. So it's kind of interesting. And it all comes together with everything that we're talking about. You know, it's like the energy of the soul, the energy of the spirit within, that all of us have. We all have this, the energy of the soul, the spirit, and connected with that spirit at the atomic level, where quarks, electrons, matter comes from, the energy world. They call it wave particle. A photon leaves a star as a photon, but it travels through space as a wave. Where does it go when it converts from a wave to a particle? That's the soup. So the waves of energy vibrate. And they encompass our entire existence. Our soul, the atoms within our soul, everything. Everything. You think of what is everything, what's matter. Well, let's talk about the smallest thing there is. The smallest thing that there can possibly be. Well, based on Einstein's relativity, which is our physical world, we have rules. Things happen. But as we go deeper and deeper, we find the soul that encompasses that. The soul, which is infinitely small, is like looking out into space, which is infinitely large. Infinity has no boundaries and no definitions, so therefore the smallest infinity and the largest infinity. You have infinity going in, infinity going out. And that, since they have no boundaries, it's all together. It's all one. It's all one. This is the Om. Om. Everything is one. It's one. All science comes down to the Om. There's energy fields flow and create waves within the fields of multi-dimensions. That's where our soul lives. And these energy fields pop up, and at the smallest of smallest, they can kind of pop into matter and become a quark or a ripple. Waves are just ripples. So it's all within and without. George Harrison was right. Within and without. So we have within us infinity. You take an atom and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And you measure a distance and it gets smaller and smaller. The smallest measurement that we can mathematically imagine is a wave of something. And mathematically proven, it's 10 to the minus 33rd power. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. It's 10 to the minus 36th power. 1 with 36 zeros in front of it to 0. That's what we call 0. Back to 0. But as we go back to 0, we realize that it gets so small and smaller and smaller that there is no end. There is no end. If you keep going to zero, what are you going to see? What you're going to see is nothing. You think you're going to get smaller and smaller, you're going to see a little M&M. Hey. No, it's nothing. So that nothingness is 10 to the minus 36 meters. It's the smallest that we can mathematically predict. It's not infinity, though. So it's going all the way in. At the same time, if we look out into space, we see that what the Hubble and James Webb and everything has shown us, the visible universe, all the cosmos, everything. It's so wild. The farthest we can see, the farthest that light comes to us, is 10 to the 33rd power. 10 with 33 zeros behind it, going out. But when we go in, it's 10 with 36 zeros in front of it. It's 3 orders of magnitude greater going in than it is going out. That's infinity. And it's even greater than that. So as you're going in, it becomes infinite. Well, there's no definition of infinity because there's no boundaries. So if you're going in with no boundaries and you're going out with no boundaries and it's infinite, then going in and going out is one and the same. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's all the same. Om. 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 The yin yang. All space, all time. It's the cosmic soup. The cosmic soup is our existence. The cosmic soup explains our soul, explains God, explains everything, science. It's like an infinitely small something. Infinitely small and infinitely large. And we're right there in the middle of it. And the thing is that infinity is going in and going out. It's forever. Somebody says, well, can this happen? Can such and such happen? Well, yeah, because if you're infinity, then an infinite number of things can happen. Like, eventually enough monkeys would type of Shakespeare's sonnet. Eventually, because you got eternity. So we're dealing with eternity on a micro and eternity on a macro level. And we realize that mathematically, into intellectually, spiritually, they are all the same. With a urinal in the background.
Sorry.
That's okay, it's cool. So when we look at like quantum physics, where they talk about the soup of energy that bubbles like ripples, think about when you drop a pebble in the water. Pebble goes down, but the ripples go out, okay? So, energy is ripples. It's ripples in the media of infinity. And we've mathematically proven infinitely small and infinitely large. And if that's the case, then all the chakras are true. And what we call God, which is a limiting name, being true? I don't know. God is such a limited description of that. So that ripples in space and time, which is Nataraja dancing in space and time, is the quantum field of everything. Scientists call it the Higgs field. And like I said, it's 10 to the minus 36, but it has to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So that's kind of where we're at, folks. We see now, we know, the bubbling of ripples of energy bubble to the surface like waves, become particles. They flash into existence momentarily and they go away. But since they do it in an infinite number of times, eventually something stays. And that becomes a particle. That's the quark or whatever. Something smaller than quark, for sure. But that's what it all is. Get it? Do you get it? That's what it all is. Man, this is... And when you understand it, and you relate to the energies, the fields, the world, your life becomes better. It boils down to what is X, Y, Z, T. X, Y, Z, T is the answer to everything in our world. So X, Y, Z, T means if we... I'm going to flip this around here. Okay. I don't know if I can... Huh. Well, I guess we can't. That's all right. So XYZT is basically something in space floats, and it has an X position, a Y position, and a Z position. So everything that exists is in a position. Whether it's an electron, whether it's a galaxy, whether it's the smallest matter, this is the relativity world, the smallest piece of matter, XYZT. quarks. So that quark exists in a space. When that quark moves, that's time. Space, time. So everybody talks about space and time. Space and time. Oh, I don't. Well, everything has a position. Everything moves. So position is existence, as defined by E equals mc squared and all of that standard physics. And and so you see where everything is. You really get an idea of what's going on. I'm a little spacey. But when I go to my soul, then I can observe what's going on. Did you know that you are not your soul? What? No, actually, you are a soul, but you are not your mind. Your soul is a ball of energy and a ripple in the fabric, bouncing around. And it watches the mind. All of your thinking is all based in the material world. XYZT, relativity, all of that. So, we see that XYZT works at every level, every atom, every molecule, every galaxy, with a position and movement. So space-time, that is our world. And that's everything that Einstein talked about in E equals mc squared. But quantum comes along, and they're saying, well, you know, that's the physical world of something that exists. We got the quantum world that's kind of a cosmic soup, is what I call it, a cosmic soup. And yeah. So the cosmic soup is this field of ether or matter or whatever that ripples flow through. Those ripples become particles, and because it's infinite in time and space, the particles become solid in our world. So our world, XYZT particles, all comes from XYZT fields. Pretty wild, actually, you know. The thing that's really cool about it is everything makes sense at this point. You can see the complete merger of science and spirituality. Science is the physical world, spirit is the spirit world. Well, relativity and energy, space. None of this stuff is new. None of this stuff is new. It's not like we discovered this has been around forever because it's eternal. We're just reaffirming it. We're not discovering anything. So it's been around forever. Forever. Think about that. You know? Well, I guess I'm just about ready to get wound up about things here. But anyway, that's just a little thing where we're at. I'm going to go out and hit the festival. I hope something made sense to you and me and us, because we are all one. My little things here going in and out, everything else, that's it. It's this cosmic soup. We're all swimming in it. And it all boils down to Om. Everything boils down to Om, to one sphere spinning in a dimensionless world. Man. It's pretty wild, huh? But it all makes sense. So, anyway, there's more to come. Take care. Okay, shut it off.